Hello, this is Mr. Hornby 83 with a Mr. Hornby 83 review. Sorry I didn't post nothing about it, but I did say I was going to get back to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle reviews, which I'm going to review yesterday's episode, which was Earth's Last Stand. It's basically a redo of the finale from Season 3, where the last episode, all the pieces of the black hole generator was collected by the Triceratons, and they took it back to their ship with the help of Lord Dreg, which I think that was the end of Lord Dreg in that episode last week. Might see him back maybe later this season or season 5. But so it starts out with the turtles excited that they're going back to Earth. April and Casey's excited they're going back to Earth. Well, everybody except for Leo, because he's like, well, we're going back to Earth to stop the Triceratons because this is our last chance to save the Earth. So after that, it does the opening credits, then they come back, and Professor Honeycutt's talking about a plan, or the Fugitor, whatever you want to call him. But he's talking about a plan, but April says she senses that he's not telling them something. Then he tells them that it was he who created the black hole generator. He sold it to the Krang, he sold it to Krang Subprime, and I'm thinking, well, what the heck? Because it seems like the Krang really didn't want to use it, so I don't know unless they were going to use it to wipe out the Triceratons. But if the Krang had it, how did the Triceratons get it? And what happened? But then again, they did mention the war between the Krang and the Triceratons, and that's why the Triceratons were going to destroy the Earth in the first place, because they knew the Krang was still on Earth. So then everybody kind of forgives him except for Leo, and Leo's like, you know what, I'm not doing what Fugitor says. I'm gonna go out on my own. He tries to go take on the Triceratons himself. Ends up getting hurt. Next up, the turtles are trying to save him, although they kind of accepted that he's trying to change and trying to make up for his mistake. They still were kind of blaming him for a few things, like Casey, Rap's like, well, we ain't got no choice, and then Casey's like, yeah, because of you, because they had to save Leo, and they almost crashed on Mars because the Triceratons blasted them with the beam, and but Professor fixed it. They saved Leo, and they're headed to Earth, and they're getting ready to stop, and then the Triceratons encounter the turtles from 6 months ago, which that was something I was worried about, because pretty much when season 4 started, Professor Honeycutt said, hey, we went back in time 6 months to save. I figured there wasn't going to be no Bebop Rocksteady getting created. There wasn't going to be no Karai getting the warm out of her and being on her own again. But they ended up pretty much putting it together that, the events of Earth, even though the turtles from the time where Earth got destroyed was still going on course. So everything went on as happened in season 3, even the part where Zedge sent out the beacon to let the Triceratons know they were there, that Krang was here, and they were gonna destroy the planet. And Mozart grabbed one of the turtles' ass. You guys, grabbed Michelangelo, and they were like treating him. They were doing the same thing they did, but they didn't show all that. And he asked the turtles, I'm like, do you guys know who I am? Because he thought the turtles from space, that they were fighting in space, had caught up to him. But he didn't put 2 and 2 together, realized they went back 6 months. He's like, so that means I destroyed this Earth before and succeeded. And turtles didn't answer him, but get to Earth, they're fighting. Then it gets to the scene where Splinter's about to turn off the thing, and Shredder stabbed him and killed him. But this time, somehow or another, Splinter didn't fall for it. He grabbed Shredder before he stabbed him. I think he got him like in the side or something. Grabbed him, and then them two fought and went at it straight up. Donatello blasted the black hole generator, and they stop it from destroying the Earth. And all in the mist, before they got to Earth, and Professor Honeycutt was telling them, was going to tell them the plan, but they didn't want to listen, and they were like being rebellious against them. So he sent them off the ship, and like I said, they went and fought the Triceratons, helped their 6-month counterparts defeat the Triceratons, and thankfully enough, Splinter didn't die. Although I thought they were going to go the route of what they said in the Turtles Forever movie, where the Turtles Prime Splinter had died, but that wasn't the case. So then we get to the point where Professor Honeycutt comes back, gets the black hole generator, flies off. Then Donatello's like, "Oh, I get it. I didn't know what he was going to do," because he had told him that the black hole piece is made of dark matter and fusion core, and that's the only thing that can destroy it. And Donatello figured it out, and they were telling him, "No, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it." And he's like, "Well, I have to, because this is the only way it can be destroyed. You guys are my friends. I love you, this and that." And at first, it was kind of sad to see Professor give his life after telling the Turtles he loved them and that. But at the end of the episode, which I'll get to here in a sec, you have fun. But they blows up the Triceratons, destroys the black hole generator, and the Triceratons are gone, I'm guessing. So that's the end of the Triceratons, unless a few of them survived, which I doubt. But the Turtles, then the Fugitoid from 6 months ago comes to Earth and asks the Turtles from 6 months ago to come to space with them because everything's been stopped. They go to space, and the ones that were in space already stay on Earth to continue on. So, pretty good episode. At the end, after they tell Splinter, "Well, we'll tell you all the stories, and we need some sleep in that," it goes off, and then you see the Fugitoid's head floating in space, and his eyes light up. So it was a pretty good episode. I think it'll be probably closer to getting to season 5 when they do the rest of the season, which is why I'm also going to take this time. But first, I'm going to give my score on this episode. And I got to be honest, well, I'll talk about it when I get ready to do this. But 5 out of 5, pretty good episode. Really liked it. The episode before that was pretty good too. I didn't get to catch the episode before that. I know they had their, I guess you could say, their big final battle with Lord Dreg, and then he was a part of the last episode, but not as big of a part as he was in that episode. So if they're not going to run no more new episodes until, like they usually do with their format, they like run a bunch of new episodes, they like run the first 6, then they take a hiatus, then they run like 6 more or so, then they take another hiatus. But I'm going to make a prediction for the rest of this season. I don't know if that was season finale, I doubt it, because they usually end with an hour-long special for a season finale. So I think what's going to happen the rest of the season, now that the Triceratons are out of the way and they've stopped them, the Turtles are going to be like, "You know what, it's time to get Shredder, it's time to take out the Krang." I think the season ends with them wiping out the Krang completely. Maybe Krang Subprime survives somehow, but I think Krang Prime and the rest of Krang are going to go down, and Krang Subprime sides with Shredder. Then they say, "Hey, now it's time to take down Shredder." He let the Earth be destroyed the first time. He killed, he killed Splinter the first time. And I don't know about Karai. I don't know what part she's going to play the rest of the season. Will we see her again? Probably not. Probably won't see her until like season 5 or so. We might see her again. But I think they're going to beat Shredder. They're going to nearly kill him. And the way the season ends is going to be Shredder getting himself ejected with the Super Shredder Serum, so which will lead to season 5. But he'll stay hidden throughout most of season 5 until toward the end, and he pops back up and he's trying to take the Turtles down. Turtles will be so cocky, like, "Oh, we beat Shredder, we beat the Krang, now we can celebrate." And I definitely would love to see a celebration episode at the end of this season, because heck, since season 1 they haven't had a celebration episode. Season 2 it ended with them having to run from New York because the Krang and Shredder and all them took over. Season 3 ended with the Earth being destroyed, and hopefully this one ends kind of celebratory, which I'll probably do with season 5 also. But maybe it won't end celebratory. Maybe my predictions might be wrong. Who knows? Just gotta catch the rest of the season. But I will say this is a lot this has like been the best season of this show so far, which is something 2003's season 4 really lacked in, because one, they killed off Shredder at the end of season 3 and really put that show in a discombobulation. But that'll do it for this video. I got a Star Wars video coming up this Wednesday. I'm going to do a draft reaction show. I'm going to review Madden 16, and I will not be predicting Payback because I don't predict the smaller pay-per-views. I'll predict the main 4, but that's it. But please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe for more. Follow me on my Facebook fan page, Mr. Hornby83 Topics. I post on that regularly. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Hornby83. And until the Star Wars video, and I will have a Force Awakens review. Peace out.